Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie. We are going to have a fun time today. We're going to make a slimline card together, and we're just going to chat and have a good time on this Wednesday afternoon here in northern San Diego County. It is so hot, I can't even tell you. It's like 105 up here. We're kind of northeast of the city, and we have been in a big heat wave. I'm going to make sure we're on here. Okay, there we are. I see. Tammy, good to see you. Tammy lives right down the street from me. Isn't it so hot, Tammy? It is hot, hot, hot. Allison, happy Wednesday. A short week, too, because we had Labor Day. I hope you all had a nice Labor Day holiday. We just kind of laid around because it was so hot. And even Ellie thinks it's hot. She just lays under the fans, and we do have air conditioning, but she likes to lay under the fans. Look at her head. I don't know why are you doing that? That's funny. So I hope you guys are good. Yes, it's just so hot. You just want to stay in the air conditioning totally and not go anywhere. My husband went out to the store this morning, and he said it was just so hot. You just want to race to your car and get in your car where the air conditioning is. I know that some of you back east have been having rain and even a little bit cooler weather, so I'm thankful for that for you. It is supposed to cool down over the weekend for us, so I hope that's true, because we do really need it. Kay, good to see you from North Carolina. How's the weather over there? Oh, you shared. Thank you so much, Kay. I don't have my glasses today, so I can't really see that much of what I'm doing. Diane, good to see you. Hot Wednesday, yes. Stormy Granite Falls, North Carolina. Tina, I'm glad you're on. Stay till the end, Tina. That's all I can say. Just a little encouragement. And all of you stay till the end, because we have a prize that we're going to award from last time. And I'll show you the prize for next Wednesday. It's not Friday yet, just Wednesday. Okay, we have a lot going on. A lot of stuff going on at Stampin' Up. And so I'm going to put Ellie down and tell you about some of the specials that we have going on at Stampin' Up. But first, the biggest thing that I'm the most excited about is my YouTube candy. You know, my big mini Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine that I'm giving away as a free prize over on YouTube. And by the way, to my YouTube friends, I wasn't able to broadcast live on YouTube today. I don't know, for some reason it wouldn't hook up. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as this is over, I'm going to pop it right over there so you'll all understand when you see this. But I usually multi-stream, they call it, where I broadcast both to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. But today it would only allow me to do Facebook. So, again, technology. So, YouTube candy. This is a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I've been showing you guys about it. And when I get 2,100 subscribers to my YouTube channel, we're going to have a drawing for it over on YouTube. And okay, guess what? I'm only 16 people away. I have a little post-it note here where I keep the numbers, and I have 2,084 subscribers, so I only need 16 more and I'll have 2,100, and that's the number I want. Yay, I'm so excited. So I hope you guys are excited too. I'm thinking we might hit it next week. So I'm really hoping to, and as soon as we do, I will do a live, and I'm going to have my friend Robin come on over, and she's going to help me with the wheel of names. And we're going to, everybody who's on, we're going to spin that wheel. It's not going to be on Facebook, just YouTube, but I will give you plenty of notice. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, pop on over there, prettypapercards.com. You just subscribe, no charge, no problem, but it just gives me a bigger number. Okay, thank you so much. I'm super excited. I wish I had several machines to give away. Carol, yes, it's very exciting. Okay, what else is going on with Stampin' Up? So much. So right now, during the month of September, with Stampin' Up, we have what's called Perfect Partners. And this is where, for the month of September, they have 6 new die sets that go with existing stamp sets. And the cool thing about it is they're coordinating die sets. Now, the first one is the one I have, which is right over here. This is the Apple Harvest stamp set, which is in the mini catalog, and the coordinating dies are the Apple Blossom dies, and we're going to use those today because I want you to see how great they are and how all these die sets have an amazing number of dies in them. This one has 25 dies, the Apple Blossom dies that we're going to use today. The other one that's exciting is the Yeti. Okay, the Yeti is in the mini catalog. It's called Yeti to Party is the stamp set. And there is a set of Yeti dies, 18 Yeti dies that you can get to coordinate with the Yeti to Party. I don't have it, but I kind of wish I did because it's so cute. Okay, also the Playful Piggies. A lot of people have the pigs. The Birthday Piggy bundle, which is in the annual catalog, and we have Playful Piggy dies, we have tree trimming dies, we have waterfall dies, and fresh cut stems dies. So they're only available during September and only while supplies last. So Perfect Partners, you can go right to my online shop and see all about them. There's a link up above for Facebook, down below for YouTube. And we're going to use some of those today. Weekly deals is another thing Stampin' Up! Has going on right now. In September, every week of September are new weekly deals. And something really special happened today. They released tomorrow's weekly deals. A whole new set is supposed to start tomorrow, and the first week is supposed to drop off as far as the discounts. But they released the new ones early. So for today only, you can get the first week's weekly deals and the second week's weekly deals. Now, because it's not really officially supposed to start until tomorrow, I don't have a printout for you, but I did go online and look, and we're going to use one of the weekly deals today. It's 20% off. The weekly deals are 20% off about 9 products. The first week was 9 different products, so these are still available. And I've been posting them on my Pretty Paper Cards Facebook page and also on my blog. So if there are some items in there that you want to save 20% on, get it during that week's weekly deals. But today, there are double. So pop on over and look, and I'm going to show you one here in a minute. Okay. That's all the announcements. Pretty good, huh? So now we're ready to start our card for today. And I'm just going to turn you down because I want you to see this card. It's really pretty, and I'm excited to show you. Okay, here we go. And here is the Apple Harvest stamp set. It's on page 54 of the what I call the Holiday Mini Catalog. Hi, Roz. Good to see you. And this is the one that we have, one of the ones we have, the new Perfect Partners. And let me see, I have the dies here, but I have a bunch of them out that we're going to use today. So here are some of the dies, and as I mentioned, I haven't even gotten my label on here, 25 dies in this Apple Blossom set. And this is the one I haven't used yet. I was going to use it today, but it didn't go with my card, but I'm very excited to use this scallop one. There's a full apple, lots of leaves, flowers, and these go with the stamp set Apple Harvest. And so this big die goes with this one and the smaller die goes here. But I'm going to use a bunch that aren't even on here today because I want you to see how cool these dies are. And here's the card we're going to make today. Let me see, let me get it. Okay, we are going to make a Slimline card. I like Slimline cards. I hope you guys do too. And one of the things that's on sale on the weekly deals for this coming week, which have apparently started today, are these great Slimline envelopes by Stampin' Up. And they're come in white, soft succulent, and this is soft succulent, and smoky slate. But I've used the white and the smoky slate, so all I have left are some of the soft succulent. So that's what I coordinated my card with today. And what I did is I went ahead and stamped that beautiful full apple stamp over here, and also then on the card. And we are going to make these beautiful apple blossoms, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, let's get started. So we have Slimline envelopes, but how do you make a Slimline card? Well, if you want to jot this down, or it will be on my blog tomorrow and on YouTube, this is the size that fits in the envelope, the Stampin' Up envelope, and it is basic white, 8 by 7. So it's 8 long and 7 wide, and then you score at 3.5. And I've already done the scoring, so we're just going to use our bone folder and go ahead and burnish that line just like that. And I want to get it pretty burnished so the card sits down flat. Okay, and then we have a piece of soft succulent cardstock because I want it to coordinate with my pretty Slimline envelope. And this piece is 7.5 by 3. But before we adhere it, I want to stamp that beautiful largest stamp in the Apple Harvest set. And I like to do a lot of coordinating ink and paper on my cards. You all know that. So we're going to be using soft succulent ink. And the reason is, well, for one thing, that's what we love about Stampin' Up, right? They have ink that coordinates with paper, that coordinates with ribbon. I didn't even use any ribbon, but I certainly could have. Let me just reach a little bit right here. Here is the beautiful soft succulent ribbon, open weave ribbon. I just love this. I might figure out if we can use it on our card today. I noticed too on the weekly deals, last week they had this same ribbon, but the pale papaya was 20% off. This new week we have polished pink is 20% off, so this one might be coming. These are beautiful, beautiful ribbons. Okay, so I'm just going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to do tone on tone stamping. That's what they call this. Okay, make sure I don't have any outside of my edges, which I do a little. I'll just try to wipe that off because I don't want it to ruin my card. Okay, and then I notice the base of the branch is right here. So I'm going to put this right like this on my paper. And I want to get a real good impression. Isn't that just gorgeous? I really have to say, well, I'm going to leave this here because we're going to do a couple other things. It is a beautiful stamp, and even tone on tone, even in the same color, look how pretty that looks. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, now what we can do is we can go ahead and adhere this onto our card base. And I'm actually going to use Stampin' Dimensionals because I want to give it dimension. I want to raise it up so the person who receives it feels like it makes it fancier. That's what it does. It makes it fancier and more like a professional card. And that's what we want. The only thing about these is the Slimline cards do take quite a few dimensionals. So I'm going to put, oh gosh, that's like a half a pack of dimensionals, isn't it? But that's what makes for a pretty card. And we don't make slimlines all that often. I don't. Just every so often, maybe once a month or something. They're, the same size, the same cost rather to mail. It's pretty much a legal size. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down. And doesn't that look good? It really does look kind of good lifted up. It really does. It looks a little more professional. Okay, now we are ready to do some die cutting, and we have a bunch of die cutting to do today. That is what I wanted to do, is really just show you the gorgeous dies. And all of them fit in our fabulous mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that I'm giving away. So first we're going to make a branch. And I have a scrap of crumb cake cardstock. I thought, okay, crumb cake looks like a branch, right? So we're going to go ahead and run this through. Polly, you love Slimline cards. Good. I'm so glad. And you're in North Carolina too. Good to see that. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and try to do all of our, or most of our die cutting now. All right, so there is our stem. Now we're done with that. And so that is a neat stem die. And now what we're going to do, I decided to use some petal pink. It's an orangey, a soft orangey pink. And I'm going to use that for all the flowers. And I want to show you, this is one of the things I wanted to show you. Look at these flower dies. Can you see those impressions? They're nice and bold, aren't they? And that is an embossing. So it's embossing and cutting at the same time. I can't even tell you how great I think Stampin' Up! Has gotten on all of their dies. I just think they've gotten great. They make beautiful dies. Okay, so we're going to run this through twice because we need that many flowers. Because I'm putting a lot of blossoms on this card. A lot of pretty apple blossoms. I thought we would focus this time on the blossoms instead of the apples because really both are so beautiful. And look at how this comes out. I'm just going to hold this in my hand so you can see. Can you see that deep embossing? I don't think it cuts. It comes very close to cutting. But there's the large and here's the small. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to do that one more time. Let's see, we might switch up the arrangement a bit. And I also have some other, there are lots of flowers in here, these flower dies. So I'm going to use some of these other little flower dies and see if I can't just squeeze them in. That will save me a time running everything through. There are 4 of these. Let me see if I can fit them on. Okay, I'm just kind of checking. I think I might switch this large one over here and put the little small one here. That way I only have to run this through one more time. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to be really careful when I lift it on here because I want everything to stay in place. Okay. Let me bring it over where you can see it. Okay. There we go. We've got a lot of dies in there, but it's working. Okay. Let's see how it came out. I think everything cut very well. Look at all those dies. But isn't that cool? You can do so many all at one time. Look at that. Oh, that little guy lost a little petal, I guess. Okay. That's our die cutting for now until we do our sentiment in just a minute. So let's go ahead and pull back in our card, and here is our little branch. I'm going to go ahead and set the branch on first. And I think I'm going to just put it about like that. Now the branch, you can, I know some people use a little, you can use the the glue with the thinner point tip. But I'm just going to I'm just a multi-purpose glue girl. I'm just putting just a little bit. It doesn't take much. Just a little bit of glue there. And I sometimes like to hold it just a minute and let it set up just a bit, because then it will adhere better. So I'm just going to hold it just a second, and then we'll just put it right down. And the trick is, do not move it after it goes down. Okay, and there, a little white came out, but I'm just going to use my fingernail. There it is. Okay, that is great. Now what I'm going to do, I think now I will go ahead with the sentiment, because I want to get the sentiment on there so I know where to put all my little flowers. So I have a scrap piece of basic white, and I'm going to use again my soft succulent ink. Thank you, Roz. The flowers are beautiful, and we're gonna do a little something to those flowers here in a minute. And I'm using the longer sentiment that is a sentiment about friends. And so I'm just going to put it right there. The greatest gift is a good friend. I have quite a few lovely good friends, but I have one in mind in particular that I'm going to send this card to. Okay, now I've used this die once before and I really love it, and it is a wonderful label die that fits this sentiment. And here it is. And the last time I showed it to you, it has stitching, and it also has 3 little kind of raindroppy things on each end. There is a name for that. I don't know what it is, but it's just a neat die. Uh-oh, Ellie's barking at something. Maybe we had a delivery. So I have to check and see if I'm getting this even there. Nope, not even. Okay, let's see. I'm going to turn this base over. It's a little warped, and I should have tried to straighten it, I think. Sometimes I do. You sit it underneath your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for a day or two if you're not going to use your machine, and it'll straighten out. So let's see if this will stick together. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to get it. I know we can use some washi tape, and we may end up having to do that, because I do like for my label dies to be perfect. You all know this. You know you like yours to be perfect too. Okay, I think that's good. All right, we're going to go for it. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, it came out great. Okay. And look at how well that die fits that sentiment. Isn't that neat? That needs to be popped out, that one little kind of raindrop. I just think that is such a great die. I hope you think so too. Yes, Holly, it's from the set we're using today. The Apple Blossom dies, the new dies that are have been released just for September. Now we've used all the dies. I should probably put them all back so you can see how many there are in this set. I don't think it will be available after September. It's really a great die, and all these little blossoms go right on it with this set. How many did I say? Like 20. Oh, there's a little flower that's stuck under there. 25 dies, I think, are in this set. That's why I wanted to show it to you today. Okay, let's get this little guy out of here. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Let me count. We have 4 of the big ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm supposed to have 4 of the little ones. I'm going to have to look for that one later. And we have the branch also. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, we have 25. I'm just missing a little flower. So 25 dies. They're called the Blossom dies, and they're available now in my online shop. Okay, here we go. So I want to just, let's go ahead and put this on now, and then we'll put the blossoms all around. And I'm going to go ahead and use some mini Stampin' Dimensionals. I think the large ones would fit, but I'm going to use the mini ones. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do to our blossoms to add more color and dimension. But if we get this on first, then it helps with our placement of our blossoms. Okay. Okie doke. So here we go. The greatest gift is a good friend. I really like that. Okay. So now we're going to get our blossoms. Okay. And we're just going to lay them out here, and we are going to do a little sponging with a sponge dauber. And that is going to bring these little, oh, there's that die. I just found it. That is going to bring these little blossoms to life. If I can get them on here. Just scoop them up here. These are tiny, tiny. Okay. I am going to use some polished pink ink. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. It does come as a bundle, Diane. It definitely does. So let me get this out at a 10% discount. So here they are. So if you already had the Apple Harvest stamp set, you can get the dies separately for $35. If you did not, you can get the entire set as a bundle at a 10% discount for $53. And really, it's the only one where I got the dies because it's the only one I really loved. I may break down and get another set before the end of September, but so far I am just loving this. Okay, now I've got my polished pink ink and I have my little sponge dauber, okay? And I'm just going to go and press a little bit of that polished pink in the center of all my blossoms, and this is going to really bring them to life. Okay. Already you can tell it looks really good. You don't need to push too hard, just lightly. And I'm even going to color my little tiny ones. Let me see, that one needs to be turned over. Okay. Just add a little bit of color. It gives some depth, and I think it looks really pretty. Don't you? Okay, now we can pull those off my little graph paper, and we're going to start putting those on. And what I'm going to do with them is very lightly I'm going to curl their petals, because this is also going to bring them to life and make the card look a lot more realistic. I'm not even pulling much at all. I'm just pressing the leaf over the bone folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a large blossom with a small blossom. Let's see, here's a small one. You know what? Silly me. I didn't have my glasses on and I colored a couple of them on the wrong side. Goodness sakes alive. Okay. This is what happens when you don't wear your glasses. I left them in the other room and I thought, I'm just not going to go back. And I should have. Okay, here we go. Just curl those up just a tiny bit, and then you could adhere them with mini dimensionals. Adhere them together, that would give even more dimension. But I'm going to go ahead and just use my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to alternate so the little one, the petals of the little flower come right in between the petals of the larger flower. And it gives you a few minutes to move it around. Okay, now we'll set that one to the side and we'll start another one. Curl up the little ends, the little petals. You know, these are things that take a little bit of time, but also these are the details that make a really beautiful card. And you can tell the difference when someone has really worked with these little details. Their cards are just different. You can really tell. So I want to encourage you, take the time to do these little things that add so much. Okay, I'm going to lift that little guy up and just get that turned just the way I want it to be. Okay, there's number 2. And our third one, I think I am going to actually just use 2 small ones. So I'm going to have 2 large blossoms and 1 small blossom. So we have that odd number. You know, you're supposed to have that odd number. It's more pleasing to the eyes. Okay. Curl those little ends up. Thank you, Holly. Have you guys been staying inside and stamping in your heat? It's a good thing to do when it's hot outside, if you don't have to go out. Okay. There's that little guy. All right, I think we're ready to adhere. And now I'm going to adhere them with dimensionals, at least the larger flowers. So these larger ones will take a full dimensional on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and put one over here like that. Curl those little petals up. You know, we curled them already, and so it just brings it to life when you go ahead and do that a little bit. Can you see me doing that? And then another large dimensional for this one. And we're going to put this one a little bit back over here because I'm going to add a small one up above. We'll just curl those, and then here's our little small one. I'm going to go ahead and use a mini dimensional on that. And we'll just put that one right there. You see how much prettier it looks because we've curled and we've added a little color. I think it just makes all the difference. If you had this side by side with the card where they didn't do that, I think you'd really notice it. Okay, now we have these teeny tiny little guys, and we're just going to put a few of them around, kind of like that. So with these, I'm just going to do the tiniest dot of glue. Whoops. Whoa, almost too much. Okay, just a tiny dot of glue. And again, once you place it, don't move it. Just let it stay there. That's the trick. You start moving it around and the glue gets smeared all over the place. That's what we don't want. Okay, number 2, put right there. And here's the teeny tiny one. This is really tiny. And then I'm going to show you something else that is really going to bring these to life. Okay, isn't that so cute? Let me put it up a little higher so you can see it. I think that is so darling. Hi, Kay, Tammy. Yes, put prize. Yes, it's the little touches that make a difference. Now wait till you see this. I love the iridescent rhinestones. Okay, they've just come out with these this year, the iridescent rhinestones, and they pretty much take on the color of whatever you're using them on. And wait until you see when I put them on these flowers. Wait until you see these flowers come to life. I'm going to use there are 3 sizes. Okay, there's large, medium, and small. So I'm going to use 2 large iridescent rhinestones on the large flowers, Look at that. Look at that difference. Can you see that? Can you see how pretty that looks? I just love it. I think they look spectacular on this particular card, on these blossoms. Okay, so 2 there. Then I'll put a medium one on our medium blossom. And I am going to put little tiny ones on those little tiny, I guess I don't know what they are. They kind of almost look, I don't know what. I guess they're supposed to be little flowers. I'm not sure. But now I want you to see. Doesn't that just bring that whole card to life? Can you see? I don't know if you can really see it sparkling. It is so beautiful. I just think it's gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Now let's see, is there a place for a little bow? Do you think we would want a little bow? Let's try one, just for fun, because the other card didn't have one. Let's just try a little bow and see what we think. Because this ribbon is so pretty, it really goes along with the card in that it's delicate and kind of see-through. Oh, I don't like the way that came out. Let's try it one more time. Allison, you love the jewels. It does make the card. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, go ahead and put prize, because that's going to be my prize for next week. I thought, you know what, if I'm going to use these beautiful iridescent rhinestones, I have to give them a package. So put down prize so you can be entered to win one when I draw next Wednesday. Okay, let's see if we got our little bow, how it's coming out. Let's see here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Bow or no bow? Let's see. We could put it right here on the edge of this little, of our sentiment. Let me trim the edges and we can get a better idea. Let me know, bow or no bow. Prize, prize. Yes, prize, prize. Okay, let's see. No bow, like the bow, no bow. Well, you know what? I actually like it better, I think, without the bow. But you know what it looks like. If you wanted to put a bow on your card, you definitely could. And let's just finish up real quickly because we need to stamp the inside and we're going to stamp our envelope. We just can't get away without doing that, you know. Especially with this large of a card, one thing I've noticed, let me get a little more ink there, especially for the inside of the card, it helps if you do some stamping on the inside because then you don't have to write as much. So I'm gonna, let's see, let me turn this correctly so the stem is down and we're just gonna put this stamp right on there. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's so pretty. And then we're gonna pull out our envelope. And these are, so these are normally $10, so at 20% off, they're $9 right now. During this coming week, they're one of the new items in the weekly sales, weekly deals. Okay, and we'll put this right here too. I think this will be fine because it's a real large envelope. And I think that'll work out fine. I don't think the postman will mind. And so you can see the pretty lining of the envelope right there. And it really kind of goes with these flowers, doesn't it? Isn't that pretty? I'm really anxious to send this card to a good friend. And I have 2 cards, so I might send it to 2 good friends. Okay, I'm going to come back up. Thank you so much for staying with me. It's been fun. I really like our card. And don't forget, I don't have my label on here, but Apple Blossom dies. They go with the Apple Harvest stamp set. Perfect for fall. I'm going to be using it a lot. Let me go to the right direction. And you can get the dies separately or you can get them as a bundle with a stamp set. And be sure to use my host code. I forget what my host code prize is this time. I didn't print that out, but you'll get my host code prize. Okay, so last week, last Wednesday, the prize was a stamp set called Catching Butterflies, and the winner of the Catching Butterflies stamp set is Tina Lesson. Tina, I don't know if you're still on here. I don't have your address, so please send me your address. I will try to contact you. Can't really see the pretty. It's a pretty little Catching Butterflies stamp set. So Tina, contact me. Congratulations for winning. I'm so happy for you. And the prize for next week is the iridescent rhinestone. So if you want a prize, put prize in the comments. And like an hour before I come on, I go through and write down all the names and do the random number generator. So thank you guys for sticking with me today and playing with our apple blossom dies. I love the card we made. I hope it gave you some good ideas, and snatch up those weekly deals and the perfect partners. Those are the promotions for this week. And I will be back on Friday with another fun card, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am so close. I'm really hoping next week we can do the drawing for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.